One of my greatest frustrations is how late patients come onto hospice, because the referral to hospice often comes from the attending physician. And if he doesn't understand the role that hospice can play in a patient's life on an ongoing basis, then he won't give us that referral. Hi, Michael.
Hey, Mike.
How are you?
Hi,
Good to see you again. I think non-hospice physicians wrestle with the idea of hospice because they really don't understand what hospice is. Hospice is not about giving up. Hospice in no way enhances or accelerates decline or shortens life at the end of a patient's life. If you could just take some breaths in and out with your mouth open for me. Many physicians don't know that for a patient to come onto hospice, there's a presumption of a life expectancy of 6 months or less based on whatever disease they have. And there are many, many diseases that qualify patients to be on hospice. Any sore spots? Michael was diagnosed with a cancer of the oral pharynx, or the inside of his mouth. He no longer wanted to continue with any form of treatment and just wanted to live the rest of his life naturally. Smile as best as you can. I think that for an attending physician, whenever they have a patient with a chronic illness that they know they will never recover from, to start having that conversation and explain to the patient, as we start to walk down this road together of your illness, you eventually may get to a point where the emphasis is not going to be on acute care and symptom relief. The emphasis is going to be on quality of life and making sure that you have the kind of care team in place to help manage you through the latter stages of your disease. Hospice looks at the whole patient from top to bottom. Not only that looks at the patient medically, but looks at the patient emotionally and decides what emotional needs need to be met, and looks at the patient psychosocially to look at their living situation and what can we do to make this better. Hospice helps attending physicians. What we do with their patients who are now in hospice care is very specialized and very different from anything they've been trained to do. The medications that I often have to use in large doses to alleviate a patient's pain are medications that physicians who are less experienced with those medications are fearful of using, for fear it may accelerate end-of-life experience, when in fact they do just the opposite. And once physicians see that, they realize that we are partners in this.
I'm not worried about the pain because you're taking care of it for me. We've had, several adjustments, and it has, everything's been great. I mean, you definitely know what you're talking about.
The vast majority of our patients can be cared for in their home with a knowledgeable, experienced, compassionate hospice team. At Crossroads, we have a unique program. We have a watch program where we can increase the frequency of our visits. We have an Evenmore Care program. When we decide a patient is in their final journey, we are at the bedside 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with the patient and with the family. So we are there. This enables the patients to stay home and have all of the symptoms of end of life that otherwise might be traumatic.
My life is in your hands, and I put it there with full trust. And I know that you will manage, so to speak, anything I need.
I'll be honest with you, I get more from these patients than they get from me. I get to share in their life stories. I get to walk through this illness together with them. And it's the greatest privilege that I know.